Our builder for our house has like completely ghosted us, poof, gone, vanished, don't know, won't reply to us. You know, I really thought once we moved out of our DR Horton house, we wouldn't have these issues.
Little home update. My official nightmare as a homeowner has happened.
Everyone dreams of buying a new construction home, but if you're not careful, you'll end up like the homeowners we're about to see, stuck with a worthless home that you hate that should have never passed inspection. There's one thing you should never do when buying a home, and this next clip shows exactly why.
This is for DR Horton and DR Horton only, so if you're not them, you can just scroll. But hey, girl, I have a question. Approximately, how long does it take to fix a mold problem? Because if it's under 3 weeks, I don't really believe you, because that's how long it's been for me and my family. So let me just show you real quick. Also, there's a lot of mold and just really gross looking stuff. So if you don't want to see any of that stuff, you can keep scrolling or you can skip. So at the beginning of June, this is where it begins. So at the beginning of June, my partner and I buy this house, and it's great. We love it. Have an inspector that you guys sent, actually. And they said it was fine, so we moved in. And then I start smelling something in the kitchen, and I'm like, odd. I open the cabinets, and this is, I don't know if you can tell, that's mold.
Her first mistake, she used the inspector recommended by the builder. I want you to think about it. If DR Horton is trying to sell you a home and they send an inspector they work with all the time, do you really think that inspector is going to be completely unbiased in their evaluation of the home? You always want to hire your own independent inspector, somebody who has no ties to the builder, so you can trust their report more. In general, a little skepticism in life goes a long way, especially if you're about to make the biggest purchase of your life. Would you trust an inspector recommended by a builder, or would you insist on bringing your own inspector? Let me know in the comments. So mold doesn't come out of nowhere, and this next clip is going to show how fast things can spiral out of control.
And then we see some in the garage. Over here, that, I don't know if you can see, those are orangey kind of spores, and just mold and water damage in our garage. So they realize that this is coming from behind the cabinets, and they remove the cabinets. And then this is the drywall that was removed from that section. Covered. I don't know if you can tell, but just covered. Super gross. They took this from my ceiling above my front door. That doesn't look too healthy, does it? We're just going to play speed round because I don't have a lot of time left. That's also behind our kitchen where we made our food. Some more at the back of the drywall. So the guys that came out to fix it, great guys. I don't have a problem with them. They're fine. But they thought it just went halfway up. It went all the way up the wall. So explain. And this was a fun little souvenir too. And there's a lot more that I could fit into this, but I don't have the time. But tell me why it's been 3 weeks since anyone's fixed it.
If mold is showing up all over the place, that usually means there's a deeper moisture issue. The longer you wait to address mold, the worse it gets, and the more expensive it can be to fix. And mold isn't just nasty, it's a health risk, especially for kids, elderly people, or anyone who has allergies or asthma. So this is a serious thing. And what's wild is that they try to tell her it wasn't mold, even though it clearly is. That kind of gaslighting is just unacceptable. I actually had a similar situation in an apartment, and they had to cut out part of the wall to fix the mold issue. I'm glad they're fixing the issue, but come on, drinking beer on the job, the least they could do is clean up after themselves if they're gonna do that. But I want to hear from you. Do you think any of this could have been avoided if the contractors actually paid attention? Let me know in the comments. You need to make sure you know exactly what's included in your new build. And this next clip proves why reading the fine print matters.
What in the hell? This is literally how we have to walk out of our house when it's raining. Who in the hell thought this was smart construction when they built this house? DR Horton. DR friggin' Horton did this to us. This has got to be the dumbest shit. Literally the dumbest shit. Do you see this? This is right out the front door. Literally, you walk out the door, and this is what happens to you when it's raining. Completely douched. Yep. That's really what you're seeing, people. D.R. Horton.
I'm wondering if it was clearly communicated to her that the home wouldn't include gutters. If the builder made that clear up front and it was in the paperwork, then technically they didn't do anything wrong. I read the comments and she did confirm that it wasn't an option to add gutters. So I understand the frustration here, but this is not actually D.R. Horton's fault. She should have prepared to put gutters on the house. That's one of those things you may not always think to ask when you're buying a brand new home, but you probably should. And if it's not included, then you need to prepare to pay for it yourself. At this point, all you can do is grab an umbrella, run to your car, and hope you don't get soaked. Is she wrong for being upset about not having gutters? Let me know in the comments. When you buy a new home, you expect everything to be perfect. But what happens when everything goes wrong? Let's take a look.
While construction is underway, the existing residents still have unanswered questions and unsolved issues.
People already living in Foxglove say they have personally experienced problems with their property.
In our kitchen, if you plug in 2 appliances, throws the breaker. We have weak water pressure at our house.
Chastity moved in her house in 2022. Since, the problems have added up, and now outside of the 1-year warranty. She's watched as her neighbors have replaced flooring, siding, had mold issues. The roof looks to have blown off of this one.
We have rebar sticking up in our backyard. If you're going to throw houses together like this and someone has to spend over $200,000 for these houses, they should be done right.
That's not the only thing that's been adding up. Community management oversees the finances and has raised HOA fees 3 times. It's now $480 a year, up from $330.
We're supposed to have a splash pad in the front with the park. No splash pad. That's one of the reasons why we moved here also.
They're anxiously awaiting what happens next.
Plugging in 2 appliances shouldn't cause an issue in a brand new house. This seems like poor wiring or electrical planning or something of that sort. And I wonder if the low water pressure is a new issue or if it's been like that since the beginning. If it was always like that, then my question is, did she get an inspection or ask the builder to fix the problem before closing? Unfortunately, once you're outside of the 1-year builder warranty, your options are limited. And I'm sorry, but that roof looks like they just took some duct tape and taped it together. And you really shouldn't have to replace anything major in the first year in a brand new home. In my opinion, that defeats the whole point of buying a new home. Now, as for the HOA fees, how are you raising fees on people when they're complaining that they're not getting anything for their fees? Make it make sense. So what would you do if your HOA raised fees in your brand new community that was falling apart? Sometimes the smallest design choices can lead to the biggest headache, and this next clip shows just how wrong things can go.
Warning for those of you who are purchasing a Lennar home. I'm currently located in San Antonio, Texas. This is the typical bath or bathtub that will come with the property. The issue that I've ran into is that when we would shower, we would see water build up from right here. I reached out to Lennar multiple times throughout the year of our door-to-door warranty and was told, oh, it's just the shower. The way the water rolls off of the back comes down, comes over here and onto the. So I made it a point, I put caulking all around here, following all the way up here to see if that would solve the solution. And lo and behold,
they said the water runs off the back of the shower by design. But if that's the case, then why design it that way in the first place? It honestly feels like they're building these homes with their eyes closed and just hoping everything works out. Help me understand, what is so hard about doing things right the first time without cutting corners? I need somebody to let me know. Now, you won't believe what he had to do to uncover the real issue. In my opinion, it's honestly a disgrace. Let's take a look.
The problem was here in my master, and this is now my master bathroom. I've ended up having to tear the entire thing out because the water was not from the back of where the water was landing. It was actually from this pipe right here. Whoever installed it did not solder correctly. Water was spraying from here onto the back of where the plastic wall met. It was spraying all over the floor and onto the side wall where all of this had to come out, and the sheetrock basically crumbled to nothing. I've also found that they placed this as a water barrier on the interior, and not only that, but if you look behind the wall, you'll see there is no insulation. They insulate the top portion above the tub. Heed my warning, guys. Watch the entire process as Lennar builds your home, or you'll end up stripping out your bathroom and having to re-insulate behind walls. Texas gets to 105 to 115 degrees in the summer. All that heat is coming through here, and I have to re-insulate. Wish I'd paid more attention.
The fact that the entire bathroom had to be torn up is ridiculous. He shouldn't have to be the one uncovering all of this. Now, it's obvious to me that the people working on this bathroom either didn't know what they were doing and weren't qualified, or they just didn't care. I saw a comment that said you should never buy a new build without getting inspections throughout the building process, so meaning multiple, and I agree 100%. These are the kind of things we discuss in my Keys Within Reach community, so you can be prepared when buying a home, so stay tuned for that. I'm honestly surprised he's not more frustrated. When you're building, make sure you and your professionals who are on your team are there every step of the way to get in front of as many issues as possible. You will not regret it, trust me. Do you agree with the idea of getting multiple inspections while a home is being built? Let me know in the comments. Most people buying a new build count on that 1-year warranty, but what happens when your builder stops answering? Let's find out. But first, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to get better at real estate investing, you gotta follow this channel.
Our builder for our house has like completely ghosted us, poof, gone, vanished, don't know, won't reply to us. You know, I really thought once we moved out of our DR Horton house, we wouldn't have these issues. I guess I was wrong. Joke's on me. Most of you know that we had bought a new house at the beginning of last year, so like February of 2024. Most of the time whenever you buy a new build, you get that like 1-year warranty where like the builder has to fix anything that's like wrong within that first year. We're so happy we moved in, and then boom, guess what? Brand new bathtub. It's so pretty, right? So pretty. Boom, has a leak at the very bottom underneath, and so the water comes out from underneath. Love that for us. Have I got to use that bath? No, we've used it once and my kids were the ones to use it. Oh yeah, the septic in the backyard, that has a leak too. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Okay, guess what? My husband texted the builder and was like, hey, we have a leak in the master bathtub, and then our septic in the backyard has a leak. Okay, he's like, perfect, great, I will send somebody else to fix it. He does. He sends somebody else to fix the septic. Septic's fixed, perfect, right? Bathtub, never fixed. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I guess my guy never showed. Husband replied, and so, oh, hey, can we get somebody to fix it? No reply. And messaged him a few more times. No response. Threatened legal action on him. No response. Crickets. Okay, so we're a few months in at this point, and still no response from him. Okay, summertime comes around, right? Okay, our grass is perfect. Nice, green, plush, perfect grass. Go on vacation. We come back, guys, burnt. It's dead, completely dead. It ain't coming back. We're like, okay, we thought we had sprinklers. Why aren't our sprinklers coming on? Wait for it. So my husband goes to like where the main sprinkler thing is. The water's turned off to the main sprinkler. He turns it back on. Huge freaking leak. Huge leak to the freaking sprinklers. They turned it off because they knew that there was a freaking leak.
So she bought a DR Horton house and it didn't work out, or they moved or whatever. And now she's being ghosted by another builder. Did she have professional inspections done while the home was being built? Or did she just show up on closing day or for the final walkthrough? Now in the comments, she admitted that she didn't do an inspection, which explains a lot. I'm going to keep saying it until it sticks. Do not skip inspections. I don't care what the warranty says. I don't care what the builder says. Do not skip inspections. Get your own inspector, please. And they didn't check to see if the sprinklers worked before buying the house. If it was their first time with new construction, then hey, I could understand you missed some things, you don't know some things, but this is their second time going through it, which makes the situation even crazier. Should she have known better since she went through this experience once before? Let me know in the comments. You'd be surprised how many corners can get cut when no one's watching. This next clip shows why you need to stay on top of the process.
So at this point, we sent him a video of the sprinkler, you know, just shooting water everywhere, okay? We sent him that video and we're like, hey, we need somebody to come get this fixed. No response. So here we are now. We are basically coming up on our 1 year, and we got an inspection done on the house, and pretty much, okay, those are the main things, and then our front door needs to be replaced, and then there are like a few other like small things, which aren't the end of the world, that's fine. We want our bathtub and our sprinklers and our front door replaced. I don't know if that's gonna happen, so we gotta figure out the next steps to get that taken. But guys, guess what? Guess what? Our builder, he has a lawsuit against him. A lawsuit, okay? You wanna know why? Because apparently he's stealing money from his business partners. Yeah, he is shady. So we contacted our warranty company, you know, because basically we do have like warranty, you know, after the first year. And we're like, hey, he's just not responding to us. Like, well, what can we do? And they're like, yeah, everything within that first year, you need to get with your builder. I'm like, he's not responding. You know, he's ghosted. We don't know where he's at. I think that's almost worse than our freaking DR Horton like home. At least, you know, within that first year, DR Horton fixed what was wrong with the house. This builder? No, heck no. You know what? It's yours now. Even though I have it in a contract. I have it in the contract that you're supposed to fix my house. In case you're wondering how our homeowner journey has been, it's been going, okay? One last thing. So one day we got a little knock knock on our front door, open the door. It's one of our people in our neighborhood. And they were like, oh, your builder is our same builder. And he's not responding to us. Have you been able to get a hold of him? I was like, no, this is perfect. We're in this together. So they're having the same issue. I love this for us.
I'm confident that some of these things could have been caught before closing. It could have been a lot worse, but that doesn't make the issues that they have okay. Now I'm curious why they left their DR Horton home, especially since she mentioned all of the original problems got fixed. Maybe the family grew, maybe they just needed more space, who knows? And now this builder is ghosting multiple people in the same neighborhood. All I can say is that's a huge red flag. Don't ever assume the builder is doing everything right. Stay involved and protect yourself. So who do you think is more at fault here? Is it the homeowner or the builder? Let me know in the comments. In a brand new home, the last thing you expect is to be blamed for plumbing issues that are not your fault. The next clip shows how bad it can get.
Patty Wood, a recently widowed senior citizen who lives alone, says her toilet trouble started 3 days after she moved into her new home.
The toilets did the blub, 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 and all the water rushed out.
In the months that followed, Patty says her pipes have repeatedly been clogged by organic waste.
I had had 2 indoor outhouses, and that's unacceptable in any house, let alone a brand new house.
It smells like an outhouse.
It does. I was going to light candles so you didn't have to experience it. I'm like, you know what? They need to smell it.
Patty is no stranger to comedy. She was known to Tampa radio listeners 25 years ago as Peppermint Patty, when she performed wacky stunts as part of a morning radio crew. But she says what's going on in her bathrooms is no laughing matter. Patty says she's called the builder, DR Horton, relentlessly. The warranty department contacted Northwest Plumbing, their plumbing vendor, who blew out the lines with high-pressure water and even used a sewer camera to inspect the pipes.
They had a full clog block up with that bathroom within like 8 feet of the toilet, and they cleared that. They took the footage.
The plumbers initially blamed the clogs on toilet paper.
First, it was only use Angel Soft. So then I said, I am only using Angel Soft. So then it was number of squares of Angel Soft.
When the problem continued, a Northwest Plumbing employee emailed her writing, quote, blockages are not as common with large families because multiple toilets being flushed provides more water to move the solids.
I said, I'm not going to go find a family to move in with me so I can flush my toilets.
But that wasn't the only possible explanation.
Here's my favorite. Ranch-style homes, they need longer horizontal runs, so they need more water to carry the solids.
They've been building ranch-style homes since the 50s, right?
Yes.
As a precaution, Patty stopped flushing toilet paper.
This is the nonsense, the lengths that we go to.
So that goes beside the toilet.
Yes.
And that's where the paper goes.
That's where the paper goes.
And then you fold it up nicely. And
several times a day.
You tell me, is it too much to want a toilet that flushes properly? I don't think so. So she's standing there with the news anchor while they smell waste. That's awful, but I think and I hope that he got a raise after this segment because it couldn't be me. I've never heard anyone say that you have to use a certain type of toilet paper so the toilet can flush correctly. To my plumbers out there who might be watching, do you think that's just a cop-out? This is no way to live. Clearly, no one double-checked anything before this home was approved for someone to live in it. Later on in the video, her own plumber confirmed the issue would cost tens of thousands of dollars to fix, and it's something that the builder did incorrectly. She ended up filing a complaint with the Florida Attorney General against the builder and the plumbing contractor. So we'll see what happens, and I am wishing her the best. So do you believe toilet paper is actually the issue? I just want to know if it's just me who thinks it's not. Let me know in the comments. If you think the big issues are bad, wait till you see some of the small things adding up.
My life in a day in a DR Horton new build home. From the beginning, we've always had problems with the garage door. Now it's completely broken. I can't even move it because if I do, it'll fall apart. Who knows how much they're going to charge me. This crack in my front door that I always have to see. My floors, it's not even real wood. There's bubbles. Do you see the bubbles? Like, it's just awful, you guys. And this is not even a cheap home. And my light switch is crooked. When I asked them to fix it, they said no because it's cosmetic. So yeah, just be aware.
She said the garage has been a problem since day one. Did they not check it before they bought the house? Now, I say this very respectfully. There's no way she didn't know the floor was not real wood. I'm going to assume that she just did that for shock value on the clip. Now, the bubbling in the floor, though, that's a real issue. And the crooked light switch, my question is, was it like that before closing? Sometimes it's the builder, sometimes it's the buyer. The next clip makes you wonder who is really at fault.
I bought a DR Hortenheim. Of course, what you can't see in the night will soon come to light. I bought a DR Hortenheim. Of course, the flooring is shit. I bought a DR Hortenheim. Of course, door handles, literally, this one here fell off right in my hand the other day. I bought a DR Hortenheim. Of course, the lights, like that one there, are barely hanging on with a little wire, barely hanging on, and we know that from this light installation. I bought a DR Hortenheim. Of course, my paint still looks like this, even though they've been out twice to fix it. I bought a DR Hortenheim. Look at the sod and job. Of course it's not going to be good. And this is the second attempt at rolling it out. I bought a DR Hortenheim. Of course my electrical outlets are crooked. That one is actually pretty straight compared to the others. I bought a DR Hortenheim. Of course they give you the cheapest appliances that they can find. The absolute cheapest. I bought a DR Hortenheim. Of course they forgot to put stoppers.
Now, what is so hard about screwing on a doorknob properly? And I'm no landscaping expert, but that grass looks horrendous. And the fact that this is their second attempt and it still looks awful, I'll just say that raises some questions. She mentioned the appliances are super cheap, but I'm pretty confident she probably knew what kind of appliances will be going into the house. Honestly, I don't think she really got an inspection, and some of the stuff would have been flagged right away if she did. All right, so we've covered a lot today. And to be clear, I'm not here to tell you not to buy a new build. That's a personal decision. And I'm not saying all builders are bad. There are good ones out there. What I will say is this: do your homework on the builder, stay involved every step of the way, and never skip inspections. It might feel like a lot of money, but it's a lot of money that could save you in the future. These things can save you tens of thousands of dollars and a whole lot of stress, as we can see today. And if you want help navigating the process, that's exactly why I created the Keys Within Reach community. It's designed to help you buy smarter, avoid the headaches, and move forward with confidence. So be on the lookout for that coming very, very soon. Now that you know about new construction nightmares, I want you to learn about skyrocketing mortgage payments and how to avoid them. Check out this video right here.